Hi, welcome to Diamond Custom Paint Shop. Well, this will be the last video in this series we called Bobber. If you've been following this series, you'll know that we went from bare metal all the way to this finished product like we have here. If you haven't seen those, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and then go ahead and check out those videos, starting with number 1 all the way to this one. I think is going to be number 8 or 9, I can't remember, but yeah, so go ahead and check it out. One thing I did on this project that I didn't do a video on is I pinstriped this. I didn't do a video on the pinstriping because I'm just a beginner pinstriper. I can pull it off, but it's nothing you want to learn from me from yet. So if you want to learn how to pinstripe, there's a lot of videos on YouTube how to get started, so check those out. I may do one here in a little while, kind of showing you my process, how I do it to get started, but yeah, so there's that. And then also, this isn't totally done yet. I'm still going to cut and buff this. I'm not going to do a video on that. I have done a video on how to cut and buff. I think it's how to cut and buff fast and easy. So check that video out if you want to see how I cut and buff all these parts. It doesn't take me very long. It'll probably take me a day, a good Saturday to cut and buff all these. And hopefully I can get it done in a Saturday. So yeah, everything turned out pretty good. So I just want to kind of recap on all this series of this video on kind of the products I use. I mainly used all Limeline products, and I use Limeline products because they're affordable and they're really high quality. As you can see, everything turns out really awesome. So, and then besides that, the only other thing I used that wasn't Limeline was basically the Wicked. This was the Hot Rod Sparkle Red that we did the murdered red look, on this. So you can see it looks black probably on camera, but when it gets out in the sun, it's kind of a sparkly red. In this video, I'm going to cut to some close-ups, some flybys of these parts so you can kind of see them, and I'll turn my camera on and turn the lights out in here and kind of go past it so you can see what that's going to look like. So yeah, so if you remember, if you've been following, we kind of started with some epoxy primer, then moved on to some high build primer, got everything nice and straight and smooth. Then we went ahead and used some black base coat. And then after that, remember when I go from the urethane, the Createx is a water based. So I think I waited a day to let that the urethane to dry before I did the water base, and I do the same thing when I go back. So after I get done doing the water based stuff, I'll wait a day before I clear coat it, just to make sure everything's nice and dry and you're not going to have any troubles. That's what I do. You can experiment, see if you can cut that time down a little bit, but I just find it, I like to be safe than sorry. So yeah, so then we went ahead and did the Hot Rod Sparkle Red, and then the Candy Black over top of it. All that was by Createx. You get the Candy 2.0. Like I explained in those videos that I did that. We'll probably try that to do the murdered black with urethanes. I just did it this way because this is how I did it before. With the water base, turns out pretty good, but I think it can probably be a little faster process if I use the urethane. So we'll try that here in the future. Then we went ahead after we did the murdered red. Then we went ahead and put down, remember we just did this silver stripe along all these here, which ended up being our pinstripes, right? So we did the silver, and that was Limeline silver also on that. And then after that, we went ahead and did the marble red, which we used the red candy and the silver first. We did the silver to make the marbling effect, and then we went over it with the black candy, or the red candy, sorry, to get that marbling effect. And then after that, we went ahead and did our gold leafing, and that about wrapped it up besides the pinstriping. So yeah, pretty easy process. It takes a little while when I do the videos to get a whole project done, but if you were to go at it, you could get this done in a couple of weeks. Plus, this is I have a full-time job. This is a part-time gig, so So keep that in mind also. So then, yeah, so we used, and then this is the leafing here, you know, with the brush, just some of the stuff here. And then we used a couple of different types of airbrushes, trigger action, to get down more paint. And then we used my trusty HP CS for my Iwata. But like I said in that video, if you've seen these before, you can go ahead. You don't need a Iwata. You can go to Harbor Freight and get their Avante for like $20, and you can do anything here that I've done with this, just the same. So yeah, so this finishes up this series. If you have any questions or comments about this project that we did, just leave them down in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. And then, yeah, that'll wrap this up. I'm going to cut away and do some flybys on this, and we'll see you on the next one.